Merhaba. Thank you once more for joining us. We are on the second edition of the İstanbul Gelişim University promotion series. To join us this evening are our two esteemed professors, one from the Faculty of Engineering, an architect by training and profession, and also joining us this evening, another very distinguished professor of ours from the School of Physical Education and Sports. Our architect professor is by the name Professor Mohammed Baravan, and our professor from the School of Physical Education and Sport is by the name Mileham Birash. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Dear viewers and prospective students, we guarantee you this evening's section will be much more exciting. And to anchor this meeting with me, my very good friend and colleague, Mudjan.
Thank you so much, Professor Victor. I would also like to welcome each of you to our live stream program. So as you know, the Instagram live stream is somehow up to 60 minutes, 1 hour. Therefore, it's really difficult to explain İstanbul Gelişim University in a widely manner in these 60 minutes. Therefore, we will try to give the significant informations to our students in our limited time. Okay. So, in the meantime, for our audiences in which they are watching right now, they can see our WhatsApp number on your screen at the bottom, which is 0531 88 22 97. So if you have any question, please ask your questions so our professors could answer your questions. So I would like to start the speech with Professor Mohammed. Professor Mohammed, welcome again.
Thank you.
Can you please introduce yourself briefly and could give information about your experiences?
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. At the beginning, I would like to express my acknowledgement and thanks to İstanbul Gelişim University for making this opportunity for me to introduce myself and also talking and have interaction with the prospective students. I am Mohammed Baharvand. I'm assistant professor in Department of Architecture. It's under the title of the Faculty of Architecture and Faculty of Engineering and Architecture. I have about, if I want to talk about my experience, I was in Malaysia for around 5 years, and I was research assistant and research officer over there. After that, I back to my country, my home, Iran, and I was there for in Isfahan city for around 4 years and working in Isfahan University as an assistant professor. And now I have this opportunity to be a member of the IGU family, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Professor Mohammed. We can continue with Professor Milay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting here. It's a very pleasure for me. I'm very happy to introduce my department here in front of you for international students. I'm Milay Berisha. I come from Kosovo. In the past, I have more than 10 years experience in the sport coaching, like a artistic gymnastic coach, fitness and bodybuilding coaching. In the same time, I had experiences like a physical education teachers, and in the last 3 years, I am working like assistant professor in the coaching department in School of Sports Science or Physical Education. Today, I am here with you to introduce our department for international students, and thank you very much again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In this part, we will continue like this. I will continue, especially as a student, I will ask my questions. So, as you know, there are many universities, government and private universities in Turkey, especially in Istanbul.
Yeah.
So, as a prospective student, why should I choose İstanbul Gelişim University?
Okay, as you know, there are so many different points that we can mention about the advantages of the İstanbul Gelişim University, but I prefer to focus on some point which is more related to the architecture, students of architecture. You know that Istanbul is one of the biggest city in the world, and sometimes we call it as a bridge between the East and the West. Yeah. It means that here you are living in an international city. And on the other hand, along with this, we have the international university. It means that the university provides all the students with a platform, with a very appropriate platform that make the communication between the students that come into university from different culture, coming to the university from different country. And in my opinion, this is one of the most important points to select a university. The other point, I think all of us know that the ranking of the university is very critical to choose a proper university for a study. So in 2020, İstanbul Gelişim University is stands in top 600 university, and also in top 200 university for affordable and clean energy, and also it's in the top 100 university for quality education. And this is very important, I think, for a student to choose a proper university.
These details are according to Times Higher Education.
Yes, this is based on, and all students also can check it through the website and Time Higher Education website.
Thank you so much. Do you want to add something?
Yes, I agree with Professor Mohammed. Also, I want to add that the most important thing that we must to mention for İstanbul Gelişim University is that here the policy is to be international. Mm-hmm. We have more than 3,000 international students out of the more than 30,000 students of all university. Also, we have one staff, academic staff, with more than 90 persons from different countries. And as I told, here is policy of to be international. If you are seeing here in this meeting, no one is Turkish here. Maybe in next time you must invite someone who is Turkish.
Yeah, we hope so.
Also, if we must mention about the programs, we have more than 60 programs which have examined by the international institutions for accreditations, like AQAS, APG, PGS, Pearson, ABET or ABET, and it is really value. It is not just accredited diploma, but it means that you are studying in one university that quality is same or higher than many European countries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our esteemed professors, for your valuable thoughts about our prestigious university. Furthermore, I just want to make a follow-up question on what my colleagues just asked you. You told us a brief about why our student should join the IGU family. I'm going to narrow it down a little bit now. I'm going to ask you, Professor Bilaim, as a prospective student, why should I come to the Faculty of Sports Science?
Firstly, I want to introduce departments of our university. Of our department, we have 4 departments which are accredited internationally, like coaching department, exercise and sport science, management, recreation, and also we have sport and exercise for disabled. This is very special department, and it has very, very big importance for us. You can find this department in all universities. Maybe 10% of universities has exercise and sport for disabled persons. So we have 5 departments. Also, we have PhD master degrees and PhD studies for movement and training science, psychology, and management. So we have very wide vision here, and students can find every part of the sport in İstanbul Gelişim University.
Thank you so much, Professor Milayin. I'm going to ask some question to you, the architect professor. What's the big deal about our prospective student, our audience, to join with the IGU family, especially the Department of Architecture, which you are a faculty member?
Okay, as you know that the Department of Architecture is located in İstanbul Gelişim University Tower, which is one of the iconic buildings in Istanbul. This is important. I think this is a positive point also for the students who are interested in architecture. And it offers both Turkish and English courses for students. But at the time we have just bachelor students, but in near future we are going to run master and also PhD courses for the students of architecture. The other point that the university provide the students of this department with a great design studio and workshops, which is very critical for students who are interested in architecture, and also department employs many professors with a great practical experience and with a very high level of theoretical knowledge, which is both of also I think is very important for to improve the quality of the education.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to stick to you one more.
Thank you.
Our architect professor. Dear viewers, you've heard from the horse's mouth, like we say, like the English people will say. The decision is yours, but we are rest assured that if you join the IGU family, you have a guarantee of a wide spectrum of high qualified faculty members with a very robust curriculum and a very well accredited program that are offered in the İstanbul Gelişim University. Furthermore, just recently, Professor Mohammed, you realized that the world had a global shock, which we didn't all prepare for. Even the biologists, even the scientists, the best of architecture. Nobody saw the global pandemic coming. Yeah. Nobody saw the wave of the COVID. So in this regards, I'm going to think like a student, a prospective student, I mean. How ready is the İstanbul Gelişim University is this to shock in terms of externalities to learning methodology as a faculty member and in the perspective of being a student? Can you say a few words about this?
Okay. As you know, the coronavirus affects all aspects of our life, and also its effect on an educational system as well. But you know that the professor in Department of Architecture all the time looking to the highest standard, educational standard available in the world and in the different university. And now we are so happy that have a very great system for distance education. We have a system that we call it LMS. The LMS system provides the students with all they need. We can upload all the movie exactly based on a weekly schedule that we have on our previous classes. And then we add some virtual classes also. The virtual classes is for more extra information and answering some question and clarify all aspects of the issue for the students. And I think this system, and the LMS system I mean, is really a flexible system that students can submit their assignments, and also we can go through the assignment easily. And it showed that the Gelişim University, the chancellor and the vice chancellors, I think, they have a very great strategy to improve the quality and quantity of the university. And also it has a great and robust infrastructure also to continue in this very unique, we should say it's a very unique circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm going to throw the same question back to Professor Milaim. What's your thought on this?
Yes, as you know, physical education and sport, it's more about practice, and we have seen big effect from this pandemic. Also, we are making lessons face by face, and we must touch our students when we are teaching some things. And firstly, we couldn't do it because of the COVID-19. We had to do it on the internet. So in this way, we have seen a negative effect by the COVID-19. But the positive effect that we have seen is that we transferred our practice on the computer, as we do many times in the field. Sometimes when we teach elements to the athletes, we are going to the screen from field to explain some elements, how they must do it. So we are using a graphical methodology now, which I'm sure that for the future it will be a very, very good method to use in the sports science usually. Also, in this topic I want to thank our university and our online education center, because they reacted very fast in this situation, and really I am happy that I worked with them in this period, because we had a great cooperation and we could do very, very good work according to maybe other universities or every other countries.
Moreover, before this pandemic period, actually our university had running some of our departments in a distance education, for example, for some of our master programs and also other programs, especially for international students. MBA in English was running actually in somehow distance education, and also our summer school is going to be online for our students as well.
Yes, you know that all the exam also, from the midterm exam, midterm assignment, final exam, all of them can be easily done through the LMS system, and I think this is a good opportunity for us to express our acknowledgement to ITC office also. They are working very hard, and after just a week they provide us with a great system. And I should say that thank you so much for that.
For our international students, when the pandemic period started, some of them left Turkey, and right now they are taking the courses from their own country.
Yeah,
that's also one of the useful things for our students. So let me continue like this. As you have already, Professor Milayim, stated that 60 of our departments are internationally accredited, and right now we have the most number of internationally accredited programs in Turkey. So my question is like this. Again, we will go a little deep about the departments. So as a prospective student, you know, in İstanbul Gelişim University, there are more than 70 bachelor degree programs and more than 60 associate degree programs, and also we have master and PhD programs. Why should I choose exactly your department? If we could start with Professor Muhammad, and also how do you describe your major?
If I want to describe my major briefly, I should say that, as you know, the architecture is an interdisciplinary major. It means that it stands somewhere between engineering and art. We cannot say that the architecture students are just going for the knowledge about the building or just going for some courses about the different type of the arts. But you know that it stands exactly between these two topics. And so all the courses that we have provide the students with a good knowledge on the structure of the building, good knowledge about the building, for example, a different part of the building, different material and anything that they need. And also they should come up with a new idea to how to design a building and how they can make interaction between the building and the people as a user or occupants of the buildings. So I think more of the students, if they know, if they have some brief study about the architecture, they will be interested in it. And our faculty provide all the equipment. It's really well equipped. And you know that we have, apart from the architecture, we have interior architecture also in our, although it's not in the same department, but we have interior architecture in the same building. And I think these are really important for a student to choose their future major.
Thank you so much, Professor Muhammad, for the valuable information. So, Professor Milayim, do you want to add anything?
Yes, about our department, I think that every department is important when we are happy and we have good life. Yeah. But in this situation, like now, in COVID-19, everyone is looking for good health. So, importance of the physical education department is here, and I think that this is a future job, I can tell surely, because everything what we can do with what we need to do in all departments, firstly we must to have one good health, and for this we have more than 5 departments in our school which offer you to work like a gymnastic, like a coach in a different branch like gymnastics, swimming, collective or combat sports. Also exercise department that students can work in a half or in a training like a personal trainer. We have department for management of the sport that offer you to work in every sport institutions like sport federations, teams or different places. Also, we have exercise and sport for disabled that our students can work in the rehabilitation centers. That is very important for the future for the persons who have disabilities. And they are working beside a physiotherapist or doctors according to the people's needs. So we have very wide opportunities for work. I can tell that now we need more students, more academic staff, more worker on sports science, because world needed.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, is it possible to ask me a question from my friend? You know, as my friend said right now, there are very great facility for students, a sport facility in the Department of Sports Science. Is it also available for the other students, maybe they are not in your department, to use and also use these facilities?
Yes, we have, of course, after our students of sports science, they are that classes. We have some programs that everyone can come and work there, make sport with us. But of course, it must be according to our department, and sometimes when our department is writing in, for example, 2 or 3 per week, everyone can come and work if they will request before it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Actually, there is another point I want to ask about your department, Professor Milaim. So after the graduation, will be there any additional certificate that will be given for our students?
Certification, yes, it's very important, and I think that our students need it, because after being graduate, they must work to somewhere or open own business. To open own business, firstly, country have some conditions like manager certification, or federations have some conditions like coaching license. So our university have agreement with federations. When student will be graduated from here, they can, if during the studies they will follow like specialization lessons, they can get 3rd level of coaching related to their sport branch. Also, they can get for like a minor 2nd branch, 1st level of coaching certification. That is that helps students to open own business or work independently after being graduated. Also, they can get a pedagogical promotion, and they can be physical education and teacher at schools. Pedagogical formation. It's exactly. So when students will be graduated from our department, they can go from here with 2 diploma. Maybe we will later mention it, how they can get 2 diploma.
Perfect.
They can take 2 diploma, 1 coaching certification with 3rd level, and 1 other certification of coaching with 1st level. So I think that it's enough to work wherever they want and open own business how they want.
That's an excellent opportunity.
And especially according to the agreement with federations, of course, every university have this agreement, but not all universities can offer this. So our university, I think that is just 10% inside of 10% universities that can offer this opportunity for students.
Thank you so much. By the way, I'm so sorry because there are, I'm also controlling the WhatsApp.
It's okay.
Because our audiences are asking some questions. In the meantime, let me remind our audiences that they can see our WhatsApp number at the bottom of your screen, and our WhatsApp number is 0500 31088 2297. So if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask your questions, so our esteemed professors could answer your questions. And now we have a question from our WhatsApp number. One of our students is asking how you will prepare your students for their future career. It's somehow a question for Professor Milaim, if you could answer to this question.
Yes, as I told, things that I told are related to this. They can first, what we are different from from different universities. Our difference is to give certification for main branch and second branch of sport. And also we are students must do internship, as you know, practice. Our university has agreement with different institutions in the Istanbul or in Turkey, and we are using, our university is supporting our students to make practice in different sport institutions. Like, for example, we know here in Istanbul is Sport Istanbul is very big institution, and they can be part of marathons or sport organizations. Also, I must to tell this thing. I think that Istanbul is one of the best countries in the world to make practice for sport, because, as my friend told before, is everything okay?
Everything is okay. Let me give this because the sound is not good, I think. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to repeat it or maybe?
Yeah, if you could continue, it would be better.
I was telling that Istanbul, Gelişim, or Istanbul, I think that is the best city or best city in the world to make practice for sports science, because it's a very big city, as before told my friend, and students have big opportunities to make practice in big sport teams or big sport institutions. To make it, I'm repeating now, maybe because of voice.
Yeah, it will be better.
Our university is supporting our students to make practice in the institutions when our university have agreement with them. One of them was Sport Istanbul, for example. They can be part of the big marathon of sport organizations. Do you need it?
You can take it because your microphone, I think the sound is not good. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear viewers, prospective students. It's very obvious and clear that the İstanbul Gelişim University is in its own class among the community of universities in Istanbul. We've seen that clearly highlighted by our respected professors. I'm going to try to x-ray your minds by asking these questions to our esteemed professor. Any of you could pick up the start up the answers. Are there some sort of I think Professor Milay mentioned about it. Are there sort of provisions in İstanbul Gelişim University where I take probably architecture and probably take a major in architecture and probably take a minor in interior architecture? Are there provisions like this? Our lovely audience and our prospective students, probably this will be very insightful for them. And if this is possible, what are the procedure to arrive at this, or what are the ways to get this done?
Okay, firstly, I think that this is one question that students or candidates must learn exactly from our university, but I will try to give some information. How I know it is not possible to make double major from different departments, for example, architecture and sports science, but it is possible to do in sports science. I am telling for our department, students can be in the coaching department, and they can take like a double major management or exercise and sports science, or in all departments that we have. Also, they can do it like a minor, double minor. It means that it is not equal diplomas, two diplomas, but they can take like a second branch, and they can take certification for it. And here point is that this certification or double major, it's free of charge for our students. Of course, our university have some conditions. For example, students must have one score higher than 2.72 of 4 to get right to apply for it. And also, they can apply from third semester, starting by third semester of studies, and the last time for application is sixth semester of the studies. Of course, they must finish 20% of the lessons to get right to make application for it.
Yeah. Let me add something. It's really a great opportunity to have a double major and double courses in the same time. Definitely, if I had this opportunity, without doubt, I register for both architecture and interior architecture. But at that time, unfortunately, we didn't have this.
Maybe it's good to give one example for our students why they need two diploma, for example, for same department, physical education, to open your own business, which can be sport team, swimming, gymnastics, football, or whatever. Country rules wants you must to be manager to open your own business, and you must to be in the management of the sports science. Yes, but to open your club, your team, federations wants to be, you must to be coach, and you must to have a certification or coaching diploma. So this is point that you can take together and to open your business like a coach firstly and manager. Later you will expand it and take other coaches, but it is good for starting it.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for the valuable details. There is another question through our WhatsApp number. Actually, we have stated the information, the opportunities inside the university. But right now there is one question that the student is asking: do I have the opportunity to go and study abroad when I choose İstanbul Gelişim University? Professor Mohammed, if you could answer to this.
Yes, we have so many opportunity here to go abroad and also have some experience in other university and countries. İstanbul Gelişim University has a really powerful network. And it has so many agreements with different university all around the world. This is also is a great advantage also for the students who are registering this university. The other points, there is an Erasmus program. It's an exchange program for students. And if I'm not mistaken, they can select more than 80 university in Europe.
That's right.
Yes, this is. I think this is very important for them. They can register they can apply online for this program, and they can be in that university between 3 months to 12 months. The minimum should be around 3 months, and the maximum it can be last 12 months. During this time, the Erasmus program, the Erasmus also provide them with a good grant. It's depends on the country. It's really vary. But for example, for some country like Norway, like Denmark, Italy, or France, it should be around, if I'm not mistaken, around 500 euro per month.
So in this case, our students will not pay any extra fee to the university in which they go.
And I think this is a very good payment for students who want to live as students and have a great experience from the other countries. I encourage all of them, all the students who are now in the university or prospective students, to register and apply for the Erasmus program.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, dear respected professors. Thank you for your valuable time. I'm going to ask one more question. I usually play with this question. I say, this is the $1 million question. How do I mean? It's one thing to have a diploma. It's another thing to get credit from the diploma. Credit in terms of paycheck, in terms of you need to get a life out of the diploma. And in a nutshell, we've been saying with the respected professor, my dearly beloved colleague, co-moderator, that the İstanbul Gelişim University family, it's a robust package where you can have so much experience. Learning is not the carrot and stick anymore. It's an experience we offer here. And I'm going to ask the question in 3 folds. I'm going to start with the architect professor. After taking up a diploma from İstanbul Gelişim University, this is the questions of the student. I'm reading the mind of the student. I usually say it's the $1 million question. If I obtain a diploma from, I'm going to ask the same question to Professor Milaim of the coach of the sports science department. If I take a diploma as an architect, what are my prospects after graduation? As an architect, can I make PP? Can I work in the private sector? Can I work with the government parastatal? what is the future like? You are a professor in architecture, you are an academician. Are there prospects? What are the, can you give a big spectrum? I know you've highlighted a couple of issues around this, but now in a very big picture, in a wider spectrum, after obtaining the İstanbul Gelişim University diploma, let's say graduate diploma, no, an undergraduate diploma, what can I make from it? Given the experiences you've mentioned, the high curriculum, the spectrum of the very robust studio, and all of the very juicy package and the high infrastructure we have in the university. What is the take home? What can we tell our beloved students watching you right now that if I obtain a diploma, what guarantee do you place on the students?
You know that, as I mentioned before, architecture is an interdisciplinary major. It means that there are a wide range of opportunity for students if they want to continue. They can, for example, if I want to more clarify the issue and explain it, for example, they can establish their private company or joining to the consulting engineer or any company that need a designer. And also you should know that when we talk about the design, it's not just limited to design a building. You can find many different, for example, bridge designed by architects. Many different, for example, like this furniture. Maybe it's designed by an architect. So students have so many opportunity. They have so many, there are so many opportunity for them to be active in a market. And also I think if they want, also they can continue with the master. They can continue with their master study and then be active as a maybe researcher or lecturer in the university. So I can say that the market for the architect is really well in many countries. They can establish their company, for example, in Istanbul, and have so many projects from the different countries, from the Asia, Europe, or America also. So I think this is a great opportunity for students and very bright future for them.
Okay, in a nutshell, you are telling us and you are telling our audience that there is a future in architecture, especially from İstanbul Gelişim University. I'm going to ask the same question to Professor Melayin. What's your take on this? You've said so many interesting things about coaching, about the being a physical instructor, about working in the federation. If I obtain a diploma, I wish I was much younger and I can take a diploma. I will be a coach. I will literally be everything in the sports science. So what is the future after getting the diploma from your department?
As I told in the beginning, unfortunately we have many works because now as you are seeing, world is fighting against obesity or disabilities different. It is everything, it is because of the low physical activities. The first place when we can work depends on the department when the students will be graduated. But as I told, first is the recreation centers, that they can open own business to work with people, to hold them healthy. And second is that they can work on the, again I'm telling, depends on the department they are finishing, in the rehabilitation centers, or later after people will be healthy, we can work in the gymnastic soccer team or different teams. According to this, we have seen that we have very wide work opportunities, and this is reason why I told that it is a future job. Now, reason why doctors are very busy is that we are not working enough, and we need to work more and more with people in different way. Now, in the last years, we are seeing that people are very busy with their own work, like you, and you must do works. You have no time to check any training program. You need one personal trainer. This is the most important thing that we are seeing in this century. So it's enough to come in this department and finish and be to hold high quality in your department. People will find you because people need you now in sports science.
Thank you so much, Professor Milain. Dear viewers, prospective student, you've heard from our sport professor. He said, people needs you. The word needs you, and I'm going to end with this on this question. İstanbul Gelişim University needs you because we have high qualified faculty members and personnel, and the system is very robust, and we've seen from our two professors that at the architecture department and the sports science that the future is really great when you pick up a career in these two fields of life. I don't know if John has anything to say further.
Is it possible to add something to my friend also? It's very important. I think it's very important for the students to say that if they have adequate knowledge in both theoretical and practical, there is no worry about the future. They should know there is no. It's not different that they are joining to the department of sports science or department of architecture or any other department of the Gelişim University. If they have adequate knowledge, and we guarantee this, that they have adequate knowledge for continue their study or to join into the market, and there is no worry about the future, also career or joining to the market.
Thank you so much.
Also, we had some information about scholarship opportunities of our prospective students, right?
Yes. We're gonna take a couple of questions more. I'm going to be asking this to Professor our sport professor. I just want to ask. It's another very important question. The world is concerned about economics. Everybody is concerned about cost reduction. So I guess esteemed student will be thinking in their hearts, okay, I would love to be a part of the İstanbul Gelişim family as a student and be part of this experience we are sharing with you. Dear Professor Milaim, is there any opportunity for scholarship for waivers? Or is it a no-go area?
Yes. This is also a question that students must check exactly from our university page, but I will tell something generally. If candidates can apply to our university with high school diplomas, and they will be placed according to their documents by our staff. But if they want to get any scholarship, they must to be part of to participate in the year's exam. That means entrance examination. According to the score, if they are in the top, they can get here scholarship 25%, 50% or 75%. So according to the student documents, they must to check them, and I suggest them to ask before apply to our school. Our international staff really is very great. They are working in very fast and very warm people. So I suggest them to create contact with them, also with us if they want. They can open İstanbul Gelişim University web page, find our in the academic staff our contact information and ask everything. So this is what I can tell about a scholarship.
So as an international office member, let me
give
some more information about our prospective students application. So currently our application is open, it's online, and our students starting from March, during the pandemic period, also our applications were open, and by the way, it's free of charge for our students who are willing to study at our university. They can apply with their own high school diploma and transcript. Also, we need a passport during the application process. There is no any entrance exam for our prospective students, but also there are, as Professor Milaim stated, there are various types of scholarship opportunities. So in this case, our students can join to our US examination. Upon their result, we are offering 25%, 50% and 75% scholarship. And also for our students who will not take our US examinations, I would also inform them to not worry about this, because they can also get a scholarship. I mean, as İstanbul Gelişim University, we are offering a different types of scholarship for our prospective students upon their application to our university, and then we will evaluate their applications, and regarding to their marks, we will provide them a different type of scholarship. Also, for those students who are willing to join to our EGU family, and if they are sibling, there will be an extra discount for them. And also during the education period, if the student's grade is good, I mean, there will be another scholarship opportunities. I suggest our students to apply to our university so we could provide them a scholarship.
Thank you so much, Jan. I wish I was a student one more time. I will put my acts together and do my best to secure all the available scholarship. I don't know if you have any questions to double check with our professors.
Yeah, because actually there are many questions that our prospective students are asking through WhatsApp, but there is one interesting question that I want to ask these questions from both of you, if possible. Let's start from Professor Muhammad. The question is like this: does your department offer social activities to the students? As you know, right now students are, I mean, they are looking to both academic part and also the social activities in the university.
Yeah. The social activity also, the university provided different facility for these, for the social activities. For the students who are registering Department of Architecture, I think it's very important to have some activity, for example, like have some workshop parallel to their course. It's not a formal course, you know, but it's parallel to the main courses. We have different type of the workshop, so many conference, seminars, and also we have so many exhibition, which is really critical for students of architecture, because all the students from Department of Architecture or Interior Architecture, then they can show, for example, their models, discussing about the different type of design, and I think this is also a very great platform that the university provided for the students. And as I said, it's a really international atmosphere in our department.
Thank you so much, Professor Mohammed. Let me ask the same question from Professor Mülayim.
Yes, our department have many activities, starting by the symposiums and congresses, small congresses for students, which we are making them to get expert of the field. Depends on the students' needs. For example, different coaches from different football teams or swimming teams in Turkey or in other country we are getting here and making some small conferences for our students. This is one kind of our activities. Other one, we have sport clubs that are created by our students, and they are creating and participating in different activities that is happening in the country, in our city, in Istanbul, according to the institution that we have agreement, or our students are creating it. It can be everything according to any celebration or different thing. Also, we have university teams in the different sport branches, and we are going to for the competition between universities. For example, our football team is a champion of Turkey in the past years, and we have many different activities. So we have running water club, running club, tennis club, but it is not just like this. We can open new teams according to our students' abilities. For example, maybe now we have no any gymnastic team, just for example, but if new candidates will come and have ability like that, they can open it and they will continue with that. Shortly we have every team that our students can do it. It's enough to prove that they can do it.
Also, we have clubs, students clubs, more than 100 students clubs that are in our university. Our students can easily join to that clubs as well, right?
Clubs as well, yeah.
Yeah, as I told, they can join or they can make organization and create a new club.
That's great.
It's according to students' abilities. Yes.
And it will be supported by the university and departments.
Of course.
So thank you so much for the valuable informations. But unfortunately, because of the limited time, we are going to eliminate other questions. Professor Victor, do you want to add anything?
I'm just going to end. I'm just going to say a few things. Like the English cliche that all work no play make Jack make Jack a dull boy. So at the Eagle family, beyond the intensity of robust teaching, there is also the social activities. However, social in quotes, in the sense that it's social, but still parallel, like architect professor said, it's still parallel to the learning objective. So it's an experience at the Eagle family. Learning is transcend beyond the classroom, professor loading the information on the student. It's now at the İstanbul Gelişim University an experience to mold the future generation. That's my closing remark on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, because of the time, we are needed to close our today's live stream.
Okay, we're going to close with the very interesting, will I say, a sentence in Turkey.
Yeah.
In Turkey, and it goes and it says, Gelişim
Gelişime
açık olun.
Olun.